Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out.
Ready when you are.
So quick how-to on how to time these stupid K-Series motors. A lot of guys have their own ways. They do them lining up marks and all that other crap. And you know what really sucks about that is that if you're wrong, you got to take it back apart and do it again. Not everybody's going to have it out on a stand like this, even though you really should. No matter what car it's in, I'm usually going to pull the motor out. So this is sold for really cheap, or you can use, if you're a complete moron, use some Allen keys or something, or you can buy this like $12 tool from Honda. Basically what you're going to do on both sides is roll the cam over. There's holes in the back and it just slides through the faceplate and it locks it up. That's it. It's that easy.
You have to do that on both sides?
You have to do that on both sides. Anybody knows that. If they don't know that, then they're retarded. And they shouldn't be timing the K-Series in the first place. Now the cams are locked. So this is a Circle Track customer's engine that we just had to check the bearings on because he hit the wall, drug a hole in the pan and cracked the oil pump, and then started it up and put it in and out of the trailer, and we were worried about the bearings looking bad, so I'm basically just checking it out. So if you look at the timing chain, these guys have colored links. This is a K24, so there's a single link there. There's two sets of pairs there. The single link goes down here on the crank where the single dot is. Right there. See that guy? On the cam, see that right there? And the cam sits like this. I'll show you guys this because there's no reason for him to film me putting this on. But it's going to sit like that. Get in there close where you can see the different colors on the links. That's not close enough. Can you see the colored links? You see how they're splitting the dots? Just like that. Alright. So most of the time, what I'll do in this case is I like to have the lower guide and everything already on because it makes things way easier. Well, my customer hates me, so he forgot to bring me the oil pump. So we got the oil pump chain already there. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to do it this way. And a lot of times you can't reach with this side right here because of the slack. The slack in the chain, so you'll have to move it around just a touch. And I probably will have to do this several times just because. Back on it. See, the chain doesn't like to stay on very much because I don't have anything down there. So most likely I'm going to have to use my cameraman's hands to make this work. So now, all of our colored links line up. And I need some more slack on this side to put that guide back on. And I'll show you the trick. Stay. Right here, stay. So I don't have my tensioner loaded up yet, and I jumped into this real quick like. So, you know, these things aren't that smart. They don't really know what you're doing to them. So we're going to use some zip ties as a tensioner to start with. Obviously, you need to make sure you have your stuff on the colored links. I'm going to put this guide back on, which you can already have the guides on if you want. He's using some random bolts for all this stuff, so they are 10 mils, but they're as random as it gets, really. I think I skipped on me. No, he didn't. I'm good. So we're going to put these guys in. We're going to go back and snug them all back up after, but I wanted to get everything kind of in their position here. So mostly because with the colored links where they are, I am not going to be able to get a tensioner in this thing. Need one more, that's why I got a spare. spare everything but wives. You want to spare everything except for wives. If you have a spare wife, then the original wife kills you, and then that's not any good. Oh, okay. Fixed that, didn't I? So what it did, for people wondering, is it just skipped on the cam. It took the slack out and it skipped on the cam there. So what we're gonna do, let me have that just for a second. Don't go too far. Nope, you're good. Hold it. What we're gonna do, guys, because this happens every once in a while to me, I'm gonna grab some more zip ties real quick. We're gonna have to take one of the pins out to roll the slack out of the chain. Because if you look at it, actually, if you look at it, this thing is way out of position. It needs to be way in this way, and it's not there because see all this slack up here? We're on the colored links, but there's a ton of slack. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab another wrench. We're gonna put a 14 mil here. I'm gonna hold it while I pull the pin out, roll it back, and then zip tie it to take the tension off. That said, guys, these are aftermarket camshafts, and this happens way more. Move that way. This does happen way more on an aftermarket camshaft, where I see the colored link act all phony like this. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna pull the pin out of this side without trying to not pull it out of the other side. So the pin's out of this side. I'm still on both, and that's really the gist of doing this. Is I like using the colored links because the colored links make this idiot proof, and I, like most of you or all of you, are idiot, I guess I should say. Really needed a shorter zip tie this time. We're all stupid, so the more simple we can make this. But the idea behind the colored links, and I'll show you one more thing here shortly. The idea behind the colored links, guys. And if you have an oil pump on it, like, you don't have to hold the chain up nearly as much. We run these guys. These are just a cheap lower guide. Actually, I prefer Drag Cartel because Jeremy's awesome, and I want to support somebody awesome. But this one has one of those on it. You're good, let it go. So basically the gist of this now, guys, is that we're on the colored link down here. You can just barely see it. Usually I Sharpie it, but I can kind of see the hole, the dot. And then up here, we're on there. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go load the tensioner up, and then we're gonna come down here and we're gonna put the tensioner on it, and then we're gonna pull that pin out. And I'm gonna give I'll take a pair of vice grips, not vice grips, channel locks, sorry. Not mean enough for vice grips, but I'll just give it a little click. That way there's not a lot of slack right here in the chain. So, you can stop it. I got the tensioner loaded, it's Inline Pro, and it was disgusting because people don't care. And cleaned it up a little bit. We're gonna stick her on here. Most of the time I can start one bolt like this, and I don't want to like start at 2 threads and then just force this thing on, so I'll run it until it's almost snug like that. Then you can push up. So see down here, the bolt's not lined up. I got one bolt in, see that? Mm-hmm. Can you see it down there? There's no bolt. You can't see it from where you're at, by the way.
I had to get.
Go ahead and straight. See that? Yes, like that. See the bolt not straight? Now watch. When I push up, what happened? Now move. So now I can put a bolt in it. Because this is an Inline Pro and it's got the ball made into it. And you'll notice on these that when you do that, this is loose. They're retracted all the way. They're designed for that for a reason, to keep everything safe. So it's already pretty snug. See that? So now, we don't need this anymore. That's out of the way. Throw that down, make somebody else pick that up later. We're still gonna go over, like I said, we're gonna go over and check all of our bolts. I'm just snugging it all up with a little impact. Like this little red guy, if I hammer on him, he goes about 22 foot-pounds, and I'm not gonna break any of these. I'm not gonna go that hard, but I'm not like, I'd have to hammer on it. Touching it like that, it's a good 8 foot-pounds tops. And I just know my tool really well. So at this point now, we need to pull the other pin out because we got a little slack on this side. And if you don't take all the slack out, what seems to happen, these tensioners are oil fed. And there's a lot of different configurations that this could be where, you know, with the inline pro tensioner, it doesn't need any preload, blah, blah, blah. From my experience, I go ahead and just, it's a feel thing. What I don't want to happen is if, let's say this is a new build and I'm cranking the car over and it takes a second to build oil pressure, it might, like let's say the tune's bad and it kicks back. When it kicks back, it loosens the tensioner. That's what I was telling Josh here. You can change cams on the dyno by, you know, we got all this stuff together, you rotate the crank backwards, it takes the slack off. So if it's already got too much slack and you take the slack off, it might skip a tooth. Then you're taking the motor back out or you're just having to deal with the timing twice. So that's why I want to do the extra click. So don't do 3 extra clicks, do 1 extra click. Don't do 2 extra clicks, do 1. And you know, if one on a stock tensioner, on stock cams and stuff like that, sometimes it takes more than that. You're gonna feel it, you're gonna be like, you don't want it to be so tight it's gonna snap. You want it to be, you know, like maybe tighter than a bicycle chain, but not a whole lot more. But it doesn't take much to get this guy back out. You'll get the feel for that too. See all that? Look at that. See that? Get down there tight. That's too much slack. See that? That's too much slack. So I'm gonna grab some channel locks real quick. And sometimes, big strong fellas, you get in tight on this, you can kind of push.
Ooh,
I can't.
You almost had it.
Almost, but I don't want to try that hard. So these, I believe, are Brian Crower Stage 3s. So it's very similar to like Cartel 3.2s. So I've got me a pair of channel locks, and you can just kind of get in right here. Watch the tensioner. Right here. Watch it on top. You can see the teeth. Come up here. Right through here. Watch it right there. Can you see it? Got it? Ready? See that click? So do a click. See that? Pretty good. Pretty good. Let me see how easy I can get a second one. If I can't get one, then we'll stop. All right. There we go. We're going to leave it right there. See that? It's still got play. See that? I'm not pushing super hard, but we still got a little play. That's what we want. And now we've timed our K series. We'll get the oil pump. We'll get it all thrown back together. But the PRV pumps don't have any timing marks, so they basically just go straight in. So that's it. Rock out. Before we're finished, I figured we'd go ahead and could manually check the timing on, and some of this stuff there just off a little bit. But so the way that it had to be setting for the cams to be on the color links, as you guys can see, kind of get close right here. You can see that these, see the two. This is a K24, so these have 2, and then the dots in the middle, 2, and the dots in the middle, and the bottom of it has a dot down here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to roll it over. So the keyway, just for the sake of being square. So see the keyway right here? We're going to point that roughly up, and if you get in here and look, Joshua, straight in, you can see that arrow? I'm going to roll this thing. See that arrow right there? You guys can see that. I'm going to point that right there. And now, if you go from there, Josh, up to the top, you guys see those 2 marks that line up? So that's how we're double checking this thing, making sure that we didn't mess up.
Nice.
So we are good to go.